Assalamu alaikum anatomists and welcome to YMnotes. Today we have the muscles of the upper arm. They are very easy, but you need to revise the bony landmarks first. I told you before, the scapula being triangular shaped bone has three of everything, whether angles, borders, processes, or fossae. However, we have only two tubercles, the supraglenoid tubercle above the glenoid cavity and the infraglenoid tubercle below it. I wanted to remind you also that the coracoid process of the scapula is something different from the coronoid process of the ulna. Remember N and N. The arm muscles are divided into two compartments, anterior, which holds three muscles, BBC, biceps brachii, brachialis, and coracobrachialis, and posterior compartment holding the triceps brachii and anconeus. Before we move on from this point, there are three rules you need to write after me. 1. Anterior muscles are flexors, while posterior extensors. 2. Muscles can act on joints that they pass over. For example, the coracobrachialis flexes the arm over the shoulder joint, while brachialis here flexes the forearm over the elbow joint. And the third rule says any muscle that inserts into radius front can do pronation and from back supination. Here the biceps brachii inserts into the radius front so it can pronate the forearm. Here is a table if you find it hard to know the origins and insertions just from the figures. All the three anterior muscles can do flexion depending on the joint they pass over. The biceps brachii passes over the shoulder as well as the elbow joints. You can write this table down. Either the triceps brachii and the anconeus do extension of the elbow joint. That's it for the arm muscles. Let us have a quick Arabic summary. عضلات منطقة الذراع مقسمة إلى الأمامية والخلفية. إن تخيلنا الألياف تنقبض إلى الأوريجن في الثلاث عضلات الأمامية، يمكننا أن نلاحظ أن الحركة هي الفليكشن أي الثاني. أما هذه العضلة ذات الرأسين يمكنها أيضا أن تفعل برونيشن لأن الانسيرشن من هذه الرأس الطويلة في عظمة الراديوس التي يمكنها أن تتمحور حول عظمة الألنا لو تنتج حركة البرونيشن وعكسها السوبينيشن. وبالنسبة لعضلات الحجرة الخلفية فهناك ذات الثلاث رؤوس، منها الرأس الطويل والجانبي وأخيرا الوسطي. وأما العضلة الأنكونيوس فهي صغيرة على أن نلاحظ حركتها، لذا يمكنكم ألا تجدوها في كتابكم. لا تنسوا أن تطبعوا هذه الملاحظات، يمكنكم أن تجدوها في الوصف أسفل هذه الحلقة. Let us have some questions on the anterior arm muscles. Don't forget to pause the video before each question trying to answer it by yourself. This muscle is called, well, it is in the arm region and front. So one of the BBC anterior compartment muscles. It has two origins, so it has to be the biceps brachii. Number 2 here. Another muscle in the anterior compartment of the arm. So remember BBC also, it originates from the coracoid process, so it is the coracobrachialis muscle. The coracobrachialis attaches to, well, it originates from the coracoid process to get inserted into the brachium, referring to the humerus bone. Brachium means arm in Latin. So the answer has to be 4 as well as one of these three. If you noticed, the coracobrachialis inserts into the medial aspect of the humerus. So the correct answer is 4 and 5. Next, the biceps brachii muscle lies in the anterior compartment of the arm, one of the BBC muscles. This muscle is called the brachialis muscle. Brachialis muscle lies posterior to biceps brachii. Brachialis muscle inserts onto coronoid process of the ulna. Coracobrachialis muscle originates from its name we can know it is the coracoid process. With regards to the biceps brachii, it lies anterior to brachialis, and about the nerves we will take in the next chapter organized inshallah. This muscle adducts the arm, it is the coracobrachialis. You need to imagine the insertion being pulled towards the origin. Brachialis muscle arises from anterior aspect distal humerus. This muscle flexes the elbow joint. You need to remember the first rule, anterior muscles are flexors, and the biceps being on the front of the humerus is anterior. And here remember the third rule, any muscle that inserts into the radius front can supinate the forearm. Please do correction here and write instead of pronation supination and instead of supination pronation.
When you hear verses in the Quran speaking about Allah's hands, for example, both his hands are extended, or the hand of Allah is over their hands, don't ever measure your creation as this picture of the biceps supination with today's topic, with Allah's presence. As he says, لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ, meaning there is nothing unto like him.